Hello friends, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How you doing tonight? Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me. I'm here tonight to work on ephemera. So I promised you in my last video where I updated you on my progress on the Jingle Bell, Little Golden Book Christmas journal that we would work on ephemera next. So I fully intended to use only scrapbook paper. But then also I had said that I was pulling out the other half of my Christmas stuff, my Christmas stash here in my craft room. So that's what I did, and I discovered that I had all of this. Let me show you. So last year, I had done my design team project. I did little mini journals like this, little mini Christmas journals. They are so cute. But you know how you say sometimes you see someone with a plate of food and they have a big plate of food and then they only ate like a little bit and they have all this left on their plate and they say, what, your eyes were bigger than your stomach, weren't they? Well, last year that was my apparent apparently what happened with my design team project. I pictured myself making all these little mini journals. And when it came right down to it, I did not have time to make all these little mini journals. I made as many as I could, and then I had all of this left. I mean, I had prepared too to do assembly line type, really organized type making of journals and creating of mini journals, and it just did not happen. Like, I had all of this printed. I think this is from the Shabby Dabby Doodah Christmas printable kit that I used last year, and so I had like all of this. Let me just show you how many I have here. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages. So what I did was I took the kit and printed it out in this small version, smaller than it actually is supposed to be printed out at, and made mini journals. So that was, what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are all different. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. I was like, okay, I need to use some of these up. Speaking of ephemera, I need to use some of these up. This is crazy. So I thought, what am I going to do? What am I going to make with these? I can make some little booklets, but then what kind of pages? Do I want to use these for pages? Do I want to make coffee dyed paper pages? That would be cutting up more paper, right? I mean, how much time do I have? Not that much. So let me put these aside and I'll show you what I did, because I still have all this left. As you can see, I haven't used this. Excuse my reach. I'm going to put these out of the way. What I did was take one of each of those. So the total number there was, I took one of each, and this is what I made. And some of them I put in my Jingle Bell journal already, so some of them aren't here. But all of this right here, all of this is from one page from each of those sets that I just showed you. So I'm going to sew around these, but right now I've just taken a page and glued it onto file folder, and I'm going to end up sewing around. Like the ones that I left whole like this, I thought looked better as a whole the whole, it's actually folded in half, 2 pages, but I just thought it looked good with all in one piece. So I did all of these. Some of them I rounded the corners and some of them I didn't. Like this has a little frame around it, so I thought it looked better with sharp corners. And then, so you can see these, I rounded all the corners. Whoops, I was that too. That one, this one, this one, this one, and that one. So those are all bigger pieces. And then some of them I cut in half, because these are all double. Most of these are all double pages, you see. Let me show you with this one. See, this is how it is. They're all double pages in those little packs I just showed you, like that, because I had them all ready to go into journals. That was my plan last year, but I just ran out of time to make any more. So some of those I cut in half and made this size journaling card. So like here's all the ones I made. Some of them the same thing. I rounded the corners, or like this one has a red frame, so I left it squared off at the corners. So I made all of these, and this is all from one page each, you know, one piece taken from each of those bundles. And like I said, I've already put a few of these into the Jingle Bell journal, so they're not even all here. Okay, so I already did all of that, so that I wanted to show you because I promised you ephemera, and but I've already done all of this. And so the ones I put in the Jingle Ball journal, I already sewed around the edges and put those in that journal. So the journaling cards I'm considering done for this, you know, video. So what I thought, you know, what I thought I would work on is some envelopes. So I have cut some 6x6 squares out of scrapbook paper. They're going to be envelopes. They're white on the other side. These are one-sided scrapbook paper. They're kind of cardstocky. They're not like super thick cardstock, but they're not paper thin. They're kind of in between cardstock and paper. So those are going to be envelopes. Oh, and I have this other little packet of stuff left from last year too that I found in my Christmas stuff when I dragged it out. And this is all also from my this part here I believe is from my other design team project last year at Christmas. Then that was Studio 28E, and there's some really pretty pieces in here too. Some of those might be from Studio 28E too, but you know, this is just how I'm storing them. You know, okay, so that's something else I have to do something with, just to show you what I went crazy printing stuff last year apparently. So these were 12 by 12. I just took two 12 by 12 pieces of scrapbook paper, and I thought I'd make some quick envelopes. So these now I cut them down to 6 by 6. And so on the little envelope punch board, I did that because this is real easy to use squares on. That's what this punch board likes, squares. You know, all of the little paper sizes they have on here are squares, square shapes. It goes up to 11.5 by 11.5. The smallest is 5 by 5. So squares, it's like squares. I have done rectangles on here, but if you want to see that, I will show you that sometime if you want to know how to do rectangles on here. But anyway, 6 by 6, and for 6 by 6 paper size, we need to go on the score line of 2 5/8. Okay, so that is right here. And so we just put, and I know I've done this and you've probably seen it a million times, but this is just how I'm going to do my envelopes tonight. Since I'm able to have squares, I'm going to do it like this. And I always keep my little thing right where it goes so I don't lose it. You know what I mean? You know I would lose it, or anybody would probably lose it if you don't put it back where it belongs, right? I know I would. Or it would be like I'd have to go, where did I put that? You know? So anyway, that's the first little part of that. So then, at that point, if you've never used one of these before, you take your score line, and now you don't worry about the 2 5/8 anymore. You take the score line and line it up with this little point right here, this little prong sticking out, and then you just punch right there. Make sure it's lined up. Punch and then score again. So I got this punch board so I could make quicker envelopes, because before I got this I was making envelopes and I was like, I love making envelopes, but I would like to be able to make envelopes even faster than I was, you know what I mean? And so that's why I got this to make lots of envelopes. So it does come in really handy. Well, let's see if we did it right. Okay. Did we get all of our, yep, you end up with a little square here where all of your corners pretty much meet right here on these little punch outs. So then it always leaves you these little these little cutouts that you punched out from your, you know, these right here. So then at this point you just decide which way you're going to go. I guess it doesn't really matter because they're all the same. Let's go this way. So I'm going to just fold in the sides, fold in the bottom, and see See, it didn't come out perfect. See this right here? I need to cut that off. That little piece. I don't know why it doesn't come out perfect, because you saw what I did. I did exactly what I was supposed to do. But sometimes it doesn't come out perfect. And so you just can cut off that little piece right there. And you're good to go. All the rest look good. So we were folding, and the sides I think usually go on the inside, and the bottom flap folds up like that. And then I usually round these two corners. I usually try to remember to do that. And I have a corner rounder, but this little envelope punch board is really handy because it has a corner rounder right there. In case you've never seen that before, it does have a corner rounder right on it. So you can get your envelope done with one tool, right? So then you've got your pretty little envelope, and you can just glue it together and you're done. So that's why, that's kind of why I bought this, because I just wanted to make envelopes really as quick as I could. Because at first, this is something I don't think I've ever said on video. But at first, when I first started paper crafting, before I got into junk journals, my idea was to just make envelopes and sell the envelopes on Etsy. I just thought it was the coolest thing to make my own envelopes, right? Out of all different sorts of papers. So I was into paper crafting. But then from there, that's when I got into making journals. Kind of like, oh, wow, I can do all of this with paper too. Cool, and I discovered junk journals. So there we go. We have a pretty little envelope, and this can be, you can put a focal point on here, a little fussy cut image or something. So, and I might fussy cut some of the images out of those papers that I just showed you, the little, that I have all those stacks. I could fussy cut some images and put an image right there. So, and then you can always put this in a journal, glue it down, and use it for a pocket or a tuck spot. And they're a good little size. This 6x6 comes out like this. Do I have my ruler here? Well, let me measure on here. I always forget that this is a ruler because I haven't had this mat that long. So it's 4 inches by 1, 2, 3, about 3.5 tall and 4 inches wide. So, and is that what it says on here? Let's see, we did the 6x6. It says 3x4. Okay, so that's one. So now that I showed you how to do it, let's just make a couple here, and then I want to make some tags. I already made journaling cards, right? So my plan is to, 2 5/8. My plan is to make some envelopes and some tags, since I already made all those journaling cards I showed you. Okay, let's see how fast I can make it without, explaining what's going on. I don't think I've ever done that, to see actually how fast I can make one on here. Of course, I'm trying not to do it wrong too, and I probably already am. Did I already do it wrong? Let me see. Let me start over because I was talking. No, I think I did it right. Okay, so yeah, it looks right. I didn't score here. I knew I missed. I was like, something's not right here. Okay, so then hopefully I'm doing this right. Like I said, I'm going to see how fast I can do it, and now I do it wrong, right? Okay, so yeah, I'm not scoring. That's my problem. Let me score. Okay, next one we'll see how fast we can do it, because apparently this one I am not going to do fast. And I think I actually did this one wrong somehow. I'm not seeing my square. Yeah, I didn't do this one right. See? My square should be like that. This can be, well, it can still be, okay, we're going to save this one. Because I'm going to see if I can save this one. So we have our bottom, we have our sides, and I didn't score over here because something was weird. Okay, we're going to save it though. Put in my side, so that's okay. Oh, it's okay, I think. It's a different size. See that? It's a different size, but it's pretty cute, right? And see, that's how I discovered. I think that's how I discovered how to make different sizes. I did it wrong. I was like, oh, I like that size. That's cute. Let's keep doing that. I don't even know what I did, so I probably couldn't repeat it, right? But yeah, this is a cute little size. I like it. So we're going to keep this one. Okay, rounding my little corners. Let's see, that flap is, let's see which way we want it. Let's see, sides in. It doesn't really matter. They're both about the same. This paper doesn't matter which way you put it. It's all going every which way. So, yeah, I think I'm going to put it this way, though. I like that. So we're going to do it this way. I'm going to put some glue on here. Let me put the glue on here this time so I don't put too much glue on that flap that we fold up. And just glue that down. There, and that's another cute little size. Let me show you the difference. Isn't that funny? Okay, so I'm going to concentrate this time. All right, let's concentrate. 2 5/8. I'm going to talk myself through it now. 2 5/8. Punch. Score. Okay, line this up. See, I'm just talking to myself. I'm not talking to you guys. So I remember what I'm doing. Punch. Score. See, it's easy, but punch, score, and punch, score. Okay, let's see if this one came out right. Yep, there's my square. Okay, let's see. Let's do it like this. I don't know why it tells me which way to go, right? But these look smaller than these, so that's why I turn it around. Let me go ahead and round my little top and bottom flap since I decided which one is which. And there we go. Okay. And again, it doesn't matter which way this scrapbook paper is going because these are stripes and they're just going wherever they're going to go. Okay. Now a little glue. All right. Another envelope done. Let's see if we got everything looking right. There's a little bit right here. See this? I don't know why it doesn't, again, I don't know why it doesn't come out perfect, but there's a little piece of paper right here that needs to be cut off. Let's see if I can get that. Make it look nice. Not like I cut something off. Okay, I think, oh, you know what? I just need to cut straight up. That's what I need to do. Okay, I'm going to cut this straight up and curve around here. Okay, that looks better. All right, that one's done. Let's see, we did 2 stripes and one with the bulb. I guess that's what all this paper is here because I just pulled out 2 pieces of paper. Okay, let's go ahead and make some tags, and then if we have time, we'll make more envelopes. So I pulled out, let me put this pin in my glue. Oh, it doesn't dry out. Get in there. Hold on, because I'm holding it too far away and there's a bunch of glue on the top. Okay. There we go. Gotta do it. Okay. So the other paper I pulled out, this is all from the same paper pad. I was going to show you the paper pad I'm using. I got this at Tuesday morning. And it's this American Crafts Jolly paper pad. And here's all the different designs in here. It's one-sided. It also says American, did I already say it? Yeah, I already said American Crafts. The Color of Memories. Anyway, it's this. Some nice, you know, it's not traditional red and green, but I like, it's kind of still traditional with the burgundy, green, and it's got some light blue in there, like aqua, which I think is really neat. And so, yeah, I really like this paper pad, a little bit different than your regular red and green. And so here's the aqua pieces I pulled out. There's a polka dot and a snowflake. So I thought I would I already cut the little strip off the top. And I thought I would make some tags out of this. Of course, I can make a whole lot of tags out of a 12 by 12, right? So I got to decide what size I want my tags. I don't want to just go all willy-nilly cutting here. So let's measure. 3, probably about, I would say 4 times 3 is 12. So I can get, I can make 4-inch long tags. I can have 3 rows of 4-inch long tags. So that's my fold for the first 4-inch piece. And then this should be 8 inches left. So I'm just going to fold this in half. Not all the way down, just a little piece right here so I can see where to cut. And then I'll have, let me get it straight. I'll have 3 4-inch pieces. And so they won't be really long tags. They will be smallish kind of tags like that, which I like to stick in. And so now I can cut these all at one time, all 3 strips. And let me see, let's make them 2 inches wide. So 2 times 6 is 12. So I'll be able to get out of one strip 6. What is that? 6. And then out of these 3, 6 times 3, or do I have 4? No, I have 3. I think, do I have 3 or 4? Anyway, I'll have at least probably 24, I think is what I was thinking, tags. So, and you can, you know, when I first started making journals, and I think I said this at least once before, I thought, you know, tags have to be a certain size and a certain, you know, the cuts, the corners have to be a certain way. And, you know, I made myself a template and was getting all kind of, you know, making it way harder than it has to be. Because you can make tags any size you want. You can make them big, you can make them small, you can make them medium size. You can just make them whatever size you want. So, just in case you're new out there, like I was at one time, you do not have to make tags any certain size. Just whatever you want to do is what you can do. You know, you have little pieces of paper, make tiny tags. You have big pieces of paper, cut it up and make any size you want. So I'm going to have lots of tags here just out of this one 12 by 12 piece of paper with the snowflakes. And, oops, that's not straight. Hold on. Let me get my 2 inches again. 2 inches right there. Okay. And there we go. We've got all of those, well, they're not tags yet, but we've got all of these pieces cut for tags. And so now, pretty much all the same. So at this point, you can do it in different ways. You can, I just snip and do my tags. But if you want to measure, a lot of people do this, take that piece and then turn it around and put it over here so you can get your, see, this takes way too much time for me. I can't even figure out how to do it. Yeah, you just turn it over, put it over here on your corner, and then, see, this is way too complicated. But if you really want to measure, this is a little tiny thing too, so I'm having trouble keeping a hold of it. But anyway, I'm not going to do it. You just turn it over, put it on your corner, and snip right there, and you have your template to make your slants. You know, they're the same. I just do this. I just kind of look at it and say, yep, that looks good. And they usually come out pretty decent. And so I don't know. I guess, you know, if you need to measure, you know, just measure. You don't need to measure, just do what I do. But so you can make some tags pretty quick like this. And then I have a couple of hole punches here. Let's see. So these are pretty much the same. I should be able to just do one hole punch at one time, and 3 of these probably would be all right. And this hole punch right here or in my crocodile. So let me just use this one though. And I do the same for the hole. I just kind of eyeball it. That looks like the middle. I don't put it too close to the top because you don't want to, when you put something through there, you don't want it to, and you pull it tight, you don't want it to rip through your paper, or even this is cardstocky, but still I just don't want to, I want to be careful that when I pull it tight, it doesn't rip through my top there. So I put it a little bit down so I have some space there. Because the thinner that is, you know, the weaker it is up here, the more chance you have of your tie going through your top. So just put it a little bit down and you have a little bit stronger piece there, right? Or you can always put some reinforcements around that little hole too. But in case you don't want to do that, you can do it, you know, this is a good way to do it so that you have more space there to do your little tie. And so I've got those ready. I can put some lace up here. That would be pretty, some white lace, or, you know, some other kind of whatever. I look fine in my stash. I didn't get that out yet. But let's do some more, a few more of these. And again, I'm just going to go ahead and I've got 2 here now, so I can get them done a little faster. Gotta make sure I keep them together though, so I don't cut them both wrong. So there we go. And then, yeah, they're still together nicely. Go ahead and do my little hole. Just a little bit, way to get it done a little bit faster. Here we go. A few more. So, now these are not the same. So let me get it stacked. I don't want to cut the angles on more than 2 at a time, because I don't know if my scissors would cut 3 straight at one time. So now see, at this one I can see that this is a little shorter, so what I'll do is just turn it over and just add a little bit of length to this one, and there, now that looks good. Okay, so there we go, 2 more tags. And this is just, you know, kind of like a mask making thing. After I get these done, I will decide if I'm going to decorate those envelopes and look for some string or lace or something to go on the top of these, and just have a bunch of journaling cards, tags, and envelopes done all at one time, and then decide what to do with them. I have been putting a couple of ephemera packs in my shop because I love making ephemera, but I can't keep it all because it's just too much for me. You know, I like make a lot like this, and then I'm like, I already have stored a lot, you know what I mean? Like, I've made a lot of ephemera, and I have quite a bit already made here in my craft room. So I just thought, well, maybe I'll just put some in my shop if I make too much, you know what I mean? I mean, I try to, if it's with a journal or whatever, I try to put it in the journal and things like that, of course. But if I'm just having fun making ephemera and then I make too much, because I love making ephemera, then I thought, well, why don't I just put it in my shop? So I never did that before, but I just put some Halloween tags and journaling cards in my shop, and one of my kind customers bought those. So I was like, awesome. And then so now I have some more. Let's see what I have. Oh, I have the children's book pages in there. So yeah, I love making those, but I just don't need them all. If I think I've shown you, well, I haven't shown you all my ephemera. I've shown you one of my ephemera storage boxes, and but I have a second one too. So yeah, when you have that much ephemera, you just got to start doing something with it besides, because I just don't make it. I'm trying to make as many journals as I can, but you know, you can only make so many journals, and so much ephemera can go in the journals, and then what do you do with the rest, right? So anyway, I think you get the idea on this ephemera that I'm making now. Of course, it's very simple. I'm not making complicated ephemera, but it's going to be pretty. And then you have a journaling spot on the back of these. And these are very pretty and fun, and you don't have to stitch around them because you're not gluing anything together, and you don't have to worry about anything coming apart. So there we go. I just made all of these, and just 3 envelopes so far, but I'm going to make some more out of the rest of this that I already, to make them out of that. And this all came from the same paper pad, so you can see they all coordinate. You see these all have aqua in them, so these all coordinate. So that's why it's kind of neat, I think, to make an ephemera out of a paper pad like that. They all coordinate, and they all go in, if they're going in a journal, you have all your coordinating ephemera, or if you're selling an ephemera pack, then you have a nice little coordinating ephemera pack to sell. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I know it was simple, but I'm about ready to do the flip through on my Jingle Bell journal, so that would be probably my next video after my Thrifty Tuesday video. And so I'll see you all next time. Happy crafting and have a great week.